On today's menu is a very unique recipe from West Bengal, and since it is festival time there, I thought why not show something from the region that I come from. I particularly chose this recipe so that all my viewers can enjoy watching it. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi, and today I will show you how to make a Bengali Dhokar Dalna. I have taken two types of lentils for this recipe, that is half a cup of chana dal, also known as yellow split lentils, and half a cup of matar dal, also known as yellow split peas. Both these lentils look somewhat similar, with chana dal being a little lighter in color than yellow split peas. Yellow split peas also has this slightly polished and more round exterior compared to chana dal. You can also use any one type of these lentils, and it doesn't have to be a combination of both. Soak the lentils overnight in sufficient amount of water. Soaking them overnight will give you better results, so please do not skip this step. Next day the lentils will get all plumped up after soaking in that water. Discard all that water, add a few pieces of ginger, a green chilli, and all of these will enter the blender jar with just 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. Add a few more tablespoons of water if you see the blades of your blender having trouble to move around the lentils. But please do not add too much water because you need a fairly thick paste. And there is Bo watching me. He is like a shadow always following me around. The mixture shouldn't be too pasty and fine because then your dhokas will get too dense. It should be slightly grainy in texture. Next, a few more ingredients will go into this. A pinch of hing, that is asafoetida, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of sugar, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda to make the dhokas light and fluffy. Give a good mix and move on to the next step. Before you start cooking, add about 2 teaspoons of oil on a plate and apply the oil very well all around the plate. I will tell you the purpose of applying oil later on. Heat a non-stick pan over medium heat with a tablespoon of oil in it. The oil shouldn't be too hot when adding the lentil paste. Stir continuously on medium-low heat. You will soon see the lentil is forming a lump. As soon as everything comes together like a dough, immediately switch off the heat. If you keep on stirring beyond this, then things will get too dry and it will be hard to form the dhokas, or they may break in the gravy. Put the dough on the oiled plate. Beginners, please use a spatula to flatten out the dough as it is still very hot. I just dampen my fingers with little bit of water and flatten out the dough. So I want to take this time to quickly thank everyone who is watching this video. I know many of you just like to be silent viewers and not everyone likes to type in comments. I would like to thank each one of my viewers for all your support, and I really appreciate your love and support in whatever way you are giving me. I love you all so much, and thanks for being here with me. Now allow this to cool down completely before cutting them. This is a very important tip, to let it cool down. Once cooled down, apply some oil to your knife and cut them into any preferred shape. Please do not use a serrated knife for doing this. After that, with the help of your knife, slowly loosen out each piece, and please do this with gentle hands. If you oil your plate very well as I showed you earlier, each piece will be coming out beautifully. Heat a pan over medium heat with 4 tablespoons of oil. You can even deep fry, but I like shallow frying these. Fry the dhokas on medium heat till they turn golden brown. Then flip and fry the other side as well. Please do not fry till they become too dark brown, because then the dhokas cannot soak up the gravy. It took me a few tries to make this recipe and come up to my satisfaction. so please do not hesitate to ask me questions when trying this recipe. Do not handle the dhokas too much as they may break, and fry them in batches if using a small pan. The name dhoka meaning in Bengali or Hindi is deception. The lentil cakes or dhokas create an illusion of meat but is actually a vegetarian dish, and in Bengali cuisine, no onions or garlic are used in a strict vegetarian recipe. Okay, my dhokas are fried, so let's move on to making the gravy. First, we will make a spice paste. In a bowl, add a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chilli powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, add about 1/4 cup of water, mix, and your spice paste is all ready. Heat a pot over medium heat with 3 tablespoons of oil. Once the oil is hot but not smoking hot, lower heat to low and add the whole spices. 2 green cardamoms, a small cinnamon stick, 2 cloves, 3 small bay leaves, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and a dry red chilli. Allow the cumin seeds to splutter, but please see to it they don't burn, because if it burns, you need to discard everything and start over, because we are not making a bitter curry today. Then it's time for Mr. Potato to enter the pan. Add about 1/4 teaspoon of hing, that is asafoetida, but hing is optional. Add a tablespoon of finely grated ginger, and then spice time. So the spice paste goes in to paint up the dish. Stir on low heat for a few seconds, and then chopped tomatoes enter the scene with a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 cup more of water. Cover on medium heat for 3 minutes, allowing the tomatoes to soften down. Then uncover, give a stir, and cover again till the potatoes turn tender. Add about 2 cups of hot water. Usually I say not to add too much water and make a swimming pool, but for this particular recipe you need to add sufficient amount of liquid, as the dhokas soak up all that gravy. Do a taste test at this point. I felt it needs a little more salt, and then I added 2 teaspoons of sugar, as this recipe calls for sugar. When the gravy comes up to a boil, add the dhokas, and please do not leave the crumbs behind. Finally, a teaspoon of garam masala powder goes in to perfume the dish. Cover on very low heat for 5 to 6 minutes. 6 minutes done. Remove the bay leaves. And finally, a teaspoon of my homemade ghee to complete that circle of goodness. My vegan friends, you can happily skip this step and it will still be delicious, I promise. These dhokas are loaded with flavor, my friends, and after soaking up all that gravy goodness, they are like pillows of love. This tastes best with rice. Please click that like button if you've enjoyed watching this video. And today I will end with a Bengali note. সকলকে জানাই আমার শারদীয়া প্রীতি ও শুভেচ্ছা। সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন এবং পুজোতে অনেক অনেক আনন্দ করবেন। বাই বাই।